really interesting there to hear about the roadmap and the fulfillment of that, moving towards a free trade agreement, and also a lot of cooperation on defense, climate finance, and moving towards COP26. And I'm delighted that we ended on trade because we have another repeat guest and special friend of India Global Forum. Thank you so much, Tim Jones, for coming along, Executive Director of Tata Group. So fascinating to hear about the optimism towards this free trade agreement. And you've been working on a report with Oxford Analytica about the opportunities for increased trade coming out today. Tell me, first of all, what that report shows.
That report shows that there's a great opportunity here. And the reason we've done it is to signal our intent as a group that, we're kind of big in India and we're big in the UK. So naturally, we want there to be ever more trade between the two countries. So this is our contribution to the debate, and we've chosen the arcana of econometric modelling, but that's just where we chose to make a contribution. But really what we're saying is there's a huge goal to go for here. There's a big win to be had, and I have never seen the mood music sound so good. And I think what Sir Philip just said about the ability of the UK now to be able to bilaterally engage in a free trade agreement with India is an exciting time for us.
So it's interesting that the countries now account for around 1 to 2% of each other's imports across goods and services, so not that much. What is the potential for the increase?
I think it's huge. And so we have a large business called Tata Consultancy Services, which is global digital and information services business. But we're building a 5G stack in India, and we're not alone. This isn't just a Tata story. Reliance is building a 5G stack in India, and we're building a very exciting electronics capability and defense capability, sectors India wasn't really known for in the past. And so India is going to become a really important counterparty because we in the UK are very advanced in these areas too. And so this is a trade agreement that is looking, I hope, to the future and seeing these nascent, powerful industries growing up in India that can partner with well-established industries here in the UK to do great things.
So the opportunity for computer services just alone is on what kind of magnitude, of course?
Well, the quantification in the document talks about 1 to 2 billion, so it's significant.
Pretty significant.
It is pretty significant, but I'm thinking that the real opportunity is probably significantly larger than that. And so I think when you understand that India is now, with China, the top mega demographic dealing with digitization. So with 1.4 billion people, India is tackling things that are the hardest to tackle because of scale. And it has a fantastic IT sector that's tackling them. We have a lot of intellectual property and creativity to bring to the party. The diaspora joins us together in a really exciting way. And so I think that we can move closer together, and the digital stuff means that the geographical distance becomes less and less important.
It's really interesting. The report shows that the large diaspora population actually helps boost exports in advanced economies. I think that's fascinating.
It is, and a little vignette. I mean, I'm not sure that we would have bought Jaguar Land Rover had not Mr. Tata driven around with Kumar Bhattacharya in Kumar's Mini around Coventry and got to know each other. It's a classic example of the diaspora in action that led to one of our most exciting and successful acquisitions here.
Thank you. So you've also written about digital trade. So I wonder how much digital trade actually takes place.
So digital trade is fascinating. It's actually quite difficult to define because it's an emergent area. But to give you an example, we are in India now creating a super app called Tata New, and it's being trialled with our staff. That's about 500,000 people, so it's a pretty big trial. And that is a classically digital initiative. Now, could there be some feed into that from the UK? Could aspects of it apply back to the UK? And that's a deeply digital thing. It's a sort of platform that covers many aspects of your life, information services, healthcare, payments, identity, all those sorts of things. So there are things happening in India that I think the UK can partner with as digital trade grows.
There's also a prevailing mood to reduce reliance on China. Can you say more about that and what the implications are?
So I think that what the pandemic has shown is that reliance on individual locked-in supply chains, while it might be very efficient when everything's going well, is less resilient. And so for me, I mean, we have a very successful joint venture in China with Jaguar Land Rover, and we're very proud of that. So for me, this is about India saying, hey, look, we now have the capacity to do a number of things, and it's shone a light on India's capabilities. So India can now say, hey, we can do this, we can do that, and we can be part of a more resilient supply chain alongside China.
Fascinating. I highly recommend everyone take a look at the new Tata report. Absolutely fascinating. Thank you so much, Tim, for joining us here today.
Thank you.